Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Prizepicks video. In this one, we're talking about the NBA for Thursday, April 25th. In the video, we have 5 picks for you guys to consider, so stay tuned to hear all 5 of the picks. If you guys want more picks, I'm just one capper in Dynamo. I do post more picks in here, but we also have a bunch of other cappers. Number 5 has been a great one to tail here, as you can see lately. Some massive hits in the NBA. It's primarily what he will give out, but you could see some big hits over here. Mike C as well. Bossman Picks has been crushing Underdog, and Prizepicks could see some more hits from him in the NBA. So definitely get in here and check it out. You could see a ton of hits from the NBA. I also post more picks. Hit a 5 for 5 yesterday with the picks from the Discord. The projections plus some NHL picks. For less than $1 per day, you get access to more picks from me, plus those cappers you've seen with all those hits and the projections. So definitely check it out over there. See how we're getting all those massive wins on Prizepicks and Underdog, and access to a ton more picks. It'll be linked down below and the pinned comment. So let's get into this one. For the first pick here, I'm going to go to Joel Embiid over on his boards at 10.5. Just a nice line here for Embiid. He hasn't had the biggest rebounding games yet in this series, but we've seen this line come down here to 10.5. So we're definitely liking it at this lower line here. I think a good spot to jump on for him at 10.5 here. A tool that I use every single day for player props is Outlier. You could check it out. They have a 7-day free trial down below. We're going to use it throughout this video to look at some data on these picks. So over 10.5, Embiid has hit this 60% of the time this season. As of late, hasn't had the biggest rebounding games that you could see here, but I expect a bounce back here. Expect him to play big minutes, basically do or die situation here. The minutes have been up, 39 last game, 36.5 the game before, so playoffs, he's going to play more minutes, but liking this one for Embiid. There's a bunch of things you could do on Outlier here. One of them is you can look at only home games. For some reason, he rebounds way better at home, 72% hit rate compared to just 60% overall. So better rebounder at home here. 18 of 25 games this year, he's hit this one on the over. So like an Embiid here to have a big game. Going to play a ton of minutes, so going to go to him for the first one in the video. For the second pick, we're going to go to Jaylen Brunson. And we're expecting a bounce back game here for Brunson on the straight points at 28.5. So unfortunately, it looks like this one is off the board right now. It might be getting bumped up for Brunson. You can see over here in the private Discord, I do post these picks in here before I start recording the video, so you guys can get in on these lines before they bump. You can see the first two cut off the screenshot here of the rest of the picks, but already posted in the Discord at these lines, so you can get them over there if you join up in the Discord here for less than $1 per day. So for Brunson, we're going to have to pivot here in the video. So his line was at 28.5. I think a good pivot here is going to the points plus assists, because he just needs to hit that 29 number and then 6 assists, which is actually lower than his line at 6.5. So actually liking this one as well here at 35.5 points plus assists for Brunson in this game. If we look at this one for Brunson, we can see on the season for points, just straight points, he's only hit this 49% of the time. Points plus assist, a little lower at 46%, basically the same hit rate. But then you also, a cool thing you do on Outlier is you can look at games where he's played without Julius Randle, because he gets a big usage bump. Then this bumps up to 57% hit rate here on the season, 20 of 35 games. And surprisingly, he's played, huge minutes, 41 and 38 in this series. But there's a lot of games where he actually played less than that on the season. So I think we can give him at least 35 here. Another cool thing you can do on Outlier, and this one will jump way up when you just give him 34 minutes or more. It's a 73% hit rate on this line. So liking Brunson in this one for a bounce back. I think they're going to need him here. They've won some close games with him playing pretty poorly. But back in Philadelphia, I think they're really going to need him to have a nice game. And I think he's going to respond in this one for his best game of the playoffs so far, which he hasn't had great games up to this point. but liking Brunson here for a bounce back. And liking this line here that we found as well. For the next pick, we're going to come over to OddsJam. If you don't know what OddsJam is, great tool that I also use every day to check my picks, see what other sports books have them at. That's what they'll do, but they'll also give you their top picks with the best chance to hit. So one of their picks here is going to be Max Strus over 1.5 turnovers. You can see they compared to other sports books. So minus 140 on MGM, minus 135 on Bovada, minus 130 on DraftKings. So all these sites are really liking it as the favorite to go over of 1.5. So we're going to lock in this one for Strus. Another one I like, he's been having some massive turnover games. Orlando forces a ton of turnovers, so we're liking Strus here on the turnovers. And he's been playing big minutes, so a lot of opportunities to turn the ball over. Orlando back at home now. We can see if we go to the turnovers here at 1.5, just about a 50% hit rate on the season, 35 of 72 games. Games in this series, 5 turnovers last one, 3 the game before that. He played 36 minutes and 33 minutes in these 2 games. So when he does play at least 30 minutes, it's a 55% hit rate on the over of the turnovers here. So Strus in a tough matchup. The second most turnovers forced per game here, Orlando is. So for Strus, liking him on the over of turnovers, playing a ton of minutes, and has been turning over the ball a ton. So going to go to him from OddsJam, one of their top picks based on what these other sports books have. Definitely recommend checking them out as well. They do have a 7-day free trial if you use that link down below too. So we're going to go to Strus on the under for his turnovers. For the next one, we're going to Donovan Mitchell here. The points plus the rebounds on the over at 29.5. So taking him here. He has had, a good game and a not so good game here against Orlando, but he's been rebounding pretty effectively. At least in one of the games, I know he had 8 boards, so I think he can have a big one in this game. It's just a line that he's hit a ton this year, so coming to the points plus the boards, he's already hitting this at a 50% hit rate. Hit it in 4 games in a row after, struggling when he came back, but he was playing limited minutes. Obviously, he wasn't 100% right. Even though he only scored 23 last game, he had 8 boards, so he still hit this. I think he can have a bigger scoring game here, around 25 points. And then if he does that, he only needs like 5 boards. But his line for points is at 25.5. I'd rather go to the points plus the boards because some of these big rebounding games that he's had in the past. And this is a pretty good hit rate for Mitchell on the season. And then we got to take out some of those games where, he wasn't right and not playing the minutes. So when you give him at least 34 minutes, he's hit this at a 70% hit rate this season. So definitely liking Mitchell here on the points plus the boards. For the next pick in the video, we're going to a Magic player. We're going to go to Cole Anthony here. For Cole, we're going over on his 3-pointers made at just a half 3-pointer. He just needs 1. It was good to see him play bigger minutes in the last game, which is, definitely a good sign here. And for Cole Anthony, I think they just need some offense. They've been struggling to score the ball in this series. So for Cole, I think he could play similar to minutes, if not more, than he did last game. On the season, 65% hit rate, but obviously he, averaged 22 minutes per game on the season. Last game, he did see 17 minutes. The game before that, only 11. So I think we could see 17 plus in this game. I got him projected for right around 20 in this because they just need some offense out there. So, when he does play between 17 and 22 minutes, cool thing you can do on here is show a range of games. 19 games this season. Between that range, it's a 74% hit rate for Cole Anthony. So actually, weirdly, a bigger hit rate when he plays that range of minutes. He's going to come in, try to ignite this offense by hitting some threes. So I'm liking him. And like I said, I project him for more minutes than he's played in the first 2 games. But good to see that minutes increase as well. So liking him over on the 3 here. All right, so if you guys want more picks on Underdog and Prizepicks, you can see some of our cappers over here. Boss Man hitting a ton of nice slips on both platforms here. His picks are up and posted. Number as well, hitting some nice slips over here, giving out some winning picks. So definitely check them out. I'll be getting out more picks in there as well. Plus, we have even more cappers. It's less than $1 per day, so definitely check it out. We'll see you in the Discord and subscribe to the channel.